Diddy parties. Those are his parties. And I was one of the kids that was one of the party favors. And a party favors means that you're set on top of a table and you're used as a toy for anybody who comes across the table or who wants to party at a certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they
in this industry, what you must understand is when you do sell your soul, you are allowed to live forever. And these people that are called youngins, rookies, new booties, I would no idea that these people still live.
Ron Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going?
I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf. The smoosh.
What?
Diddy.
Did Orlando Brown and Ally Carter just admit that they were exploited by animals and disturbing older men at Hollywood parties? Now, unless you've been completely out of the loop, you've definitely heard whispers about the out-of-control parties happening in Hollywood, especially after Diddy's alleged freak-offs were exposed. But baby, nobody was prepared to hear that animals and alleged witchcraft rituals were also part of the scene. Orlando and Ally are saying they didn't just see it happen, they lived through it themselves. So listen, pull up a seat because this story is about to get real ugly. If you've been following this whole Diddy situation, then Orlando Brown and Ally Carter are probably already on your radar. Right now, these two might be some of the most mistreated and misjudged people online. And you know what they both have in common? The industry's wild, underground party culture. Even worse, they both claim they were taken advantage of while they were still under 18, and their lives were never the same afterward. Back in the early 2000s, Orlando was considered one of Hollywood's brightest young stars. Multiple insiders believed he was destined to be the next big thing. But all of that potential came crashing down once That's So Raven came to an end. The same year the show wrapped, his personal life spiraled. He was arrested in Houston for possession, and baby, that was only the beginning of a long list of run-ins with the law. Fast forward to 2011, Orlando was arrested again and spent 27 days behind bars after failing to provide proof that he completed a 180-day court-mandated alcohol education program. Then things took an even darker turn when a disturbing audio clip leaked of him threatening to unalive a woman and her entire family. For anyone who still had doubts about whether Orlando had completely lost control, that recording erased them. Your mama, your daughter, everybody. He later entered rehab in 2016, but unfortunately fell back into severe substance abuse and was arrested once again in 2018 for narcotics possession. At that point, most people believed he was simply spiraling because of drugs. And while that's partly true, it's far from the full picture. And it gets even more disturbing because during that same interview, Orlando also accused Diddy of allegedly coercing him into intimate acts shortly after That's So Raven ended.
Things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, cause man, people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. Oh, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash gooshmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf. The smooshmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You gave me the ooshkash muash. I love it, yo. I love it. You gave me the ooshkash muash.
And
that ooshkash muash. You know what I'm talking about, Diddy? Diddy. And people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. You know, I just think that, you know, people just need to realize what they're looking at when they're watching the television. Everything is right in front of you. The revolution was televised and don't nobody get.
Now, after everything he's already said, you'd think he might ease up on speaking about Diddy. But instead, he lit the internet on fire all over again by alleging that he had intimate encounters with Usher, Diddy, Drake, Bow Wow, and Busta Rhymes.
Smashed him? You smashed him when it was a girl?
I didn't smash anything.
So how you know
we
that?
Made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
why you not naming off?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sicked his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
But like I said, Orlando isn't the only one with a nightmare story. Ally is also deeply traumatized, and she's been speaking out about her experience for years. She says she was taken when she was only 15 and held in a hidden bunker, where others were forced to undergo ritualistic practices, some even being chained up in heavy metal restraints while alleged Illuminati ceremonies were performed on them.
4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars of children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs with them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual meetings, and they literally hang them. Literally, by metal prongs, they hang them to get dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall.
But before Ally could share more about what happened to her, her life was threatened. Apparently, she was meant to testify as a witness at Diddy's trial. However, Diddy's team allegedly made sure she never got the chance to take the stand. Just one day before she was scheduled to appear, she vanished after noticing strange people following her. She even posted a video showing that her home had been broken into. That's when the police decided to place her into witness protection.
You get pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get abused and re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that fucking mattered. Okay, you had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my So here you go. You can have it, right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize everything that they're saying. When you realize that that's bullshit, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside. I don't give a damn about money, numbers on my platforms. You can have all of it. You took everything. The only thing that I give a shit about right now is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way. What am I supposed to do when the people in the authority that you're supposed to go to, you can't go to them?
Now, the thing is, Ally wasn't shocked that the feds didn't take her seriously. I mean, everyone knows the industry has the feds in its pocket. What really upset Ally was that ordinary people she expected to support her started joining in, calling her names, even though all she did was expose the ugly truth happening behind the scenes.
Nobody ever thinks about the victims. Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the prisoners' lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. But nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through this right now with other people who are running to cover their and deleting their social media.
Oh, but Ally didn't stop there. She took matters into her own hands and filed an affidavit exposing intimate details of what she endured. And guess what? This affidavit named Birdman, Denzel Washington, and Young Jock as alleged accomplices. The affidavit stated, people were literally placed on a table and had to wait for others to come and choose them for intimate acts. Once someone was finished, the person was returned to the party favor table, and someone else could pick them again and repeat the process. I had to sleep with so many people. Fetishes were happening everywhere, and they were separated into different areas depending on the fetish. For example, the fetish involving sex with red fluid was in one area, while animal-related acts were in another. I had to sit on the party favor table and wait to be chosen, like someone would pick a gift bag at a birthday party. She added, I was then told to lie on the table with the girl who was my age. Then they brought in donkeys and burros and you can fill in the rest. She said there were several girls who were forced to engage with animals while everyone watched. Now, keep in mind that Ally didn't even include everything in this affidavit, so there's likely a lot more that we still don't know. She even attached a photo of herself from her time in the bunker, and it clearly shows she was being held against her will. She was crying, her mouth taped, and she looked utterly traumatized. And remember what I said earlier about her being placed in witness protection? According to Ally, prosecutors wanted her testimony to focus only on Diddy, not on the underage girls she saw being abused. Once they realized she wasn't just trying to take down Diddy, but was aiming to expose everyone involved in the industry, she was blocked from testifying altogether. Ally claims they did this because they wanted to humiliate Diddy, but her testimony would have opened a much larger can of worms, exposing people far beyond him. And of course, they didn't want that because Diddy was their main target at the moment, not the politicians and other high-profile celebrities.
And I don't know if they even got through all of those witnesses, but Maureen Comey is the prosecutor of this case, on this case in New York City. And she never asked about the children. And, you know, there's so many people who wanted me to be a witness on this trial. And I want to explain jurisdiction.
As usual, people had their own reactions. One person wrote, "This country needs a major reset. The justice system doesn't even acknowledge the children because they're involved too. Please, Lord, save our children." Another person commented, "You can tell Orlando was abused by Diddy. That laughter is pure pain. I feel sorry for him. But now I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Ally Carter and Orlando Brown's trauma stories? Do you really believe they can heal from this? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to click here to watch another very messy video."